Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. For today's video, I have a new and improved and technologically advanced Genesis G90. I'm going to show you around this vehicle, take on a technology review, then go for a short drive. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn notifications on. This thing is so quiet, it's on. Let's get into this video, shall we? Starting with the outside of the 2023 Genesis G90, you got your key fob right here. It is paint to sample with the Uyuni White exterior color, which is a $575 option. Of course, you do have your lock, unlock, trunk release, as well as panic button, remote start, as well as your automatic parking feature right there. So we'll give you guys a quick demonstration of. So you can basically stand in the vehicle or you can be outside the vehicle and it will park parallel and perpendicular to where you are standing at. But as you can see, this one as equipped is about $90,000. You can see up front you do have a lot more of a wider stance right there with the wider grille, and you got the full like jewel design LED lights up front, which I do like. Your sensors down there for the adaptive cruise control as well as the automatic emergency braking. You have 20-inch diamond cut wheels with 245 rear front tires, 275s in the rear. Do love the stripe that goes across the side of the vehicle. That is pretty nice. You of course have power folding mirrors with, for the first time, a panoramic sunroof for the G90. Here's a look at your window sticker right there. Just under $91,000. I do also like the door handles that do float in with the body. That is pretty cool. Gas tank is on the driver's side. Now coming to the back of the G90, you can see you have the biggest differences with this generation. You see the vehicle shut off automatically right there, but you have the trapezoidal dual exhaust right there with the Genesis light bar that goes across. Kind of reminds me of a Lincoln Continental from the back a little bit. Opening the tailgate, you will find 12 cubic feet of space. Now, if you do get the E-Supercharged version, you will get 10 cubic feet of space, as you will have powered back seats. You do have a temporary spare tire, which is a nice touch. Something you don't find in this class. Owner's manual back there. And of course, you do have a powered tailgate. We'll just close that manually. Let me show you under the hood of the 23 G90. You see that ambient lighting comes to life. Popping the hood of the G90, you do have a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6. Produces 375 horses, 391 pound-foot of torque. Connected to a 8-speed automatic transmission. You will get 18 in the city, 26 on the highway, and 21 combined. Now the other option that replaces the 5.0 V8 is a 3.5 E-Supercharged version, which does boast power to about 409 horsepower. I do love the plaque right there for the badging. That is pretty cool. Something just a little bit more upper echelon for a vehicle of this caliber. And this design too, it really reminds me of the Genesis X concept. It's a lot more wider and you got the lights sweeping out to the width of the vehicle. That is so cool. We'll go ahead and show you guys the interior of the G90. Now, of course, before I hit the back seats, I'm going to power up the vehicle. Hopping into the rear of the G90, which I think is the best place to be. And mind you, this is the base model. This isn't even the fully loaded model. Now I have about 7 inches of legroom with about 2 inches of headroom. And over here on the side windows, of course, you do have your manual sunshades for the windows, as well as the little window right there. Awesome. And of course, you do have the LED illumination. Look to the panoramic glass roof. Down here, you can also lock the door, and of course, you do have a electronic door opener. You got a Bang & Olufsen sound system with blue ambient lighting going on, and this lovely wood trim. Down here you do have a USB-C port with a 12 volt. Do love the cubby door right there to hide it. This is known as a glacier white interior color, and it's definitely very white. Even the floor is white. You really gotta be very careful when you get in a vehicle like this. But I'm looking right here, this is the party piece. This being a base model, this actually comes standard, which is crazy. But you do have this full display right there, so you can change your climate control for the rear. You do have heated seats. You will get the whole backseat package. You do get the e-supercharged version, as well as 21-inch rims and air suspension as well. So you got your full climate control right there. Seats right there, so you can actually control the cushions for the front seats, which is just ridiculous. I mean, wow. You got shades right there. You can, of course, electronically open and close the shades, as well as the side ones right there, so you can close that. So you got a second redundant button right there, and you can use this one as well, which I do like. You also do have your lights right there. You turn on the map lights up top. You have a setup page right there. So you can have your fragrance on right there. Display controls, graphic themes, illumination. System is very in-depth for being a base model. But yeah, I do like this. You of course turn it off if you don't want to see it. Hit it twice to turn it back on. It works just like an iPad. You of course control your radio, your mute, media functions, turn on and off the infotainment screen, and change channels and tracks as well. You have some storage right there, and a nice little section right there to put your iPhone, with the little pass-through right there to the trunk. See what's in this box, right? Which I would assume would be like the fragrance dispenser, but yeah, it's probably just for the fragrance. But yeah, look at this interior though. Here's a quick look to the front cabin right there. But let's go ahead and hop into the driver's seat where all the action happens. You of course have Bang & Olufsen sound system, 15 speakers by the way. Looking at the driver's seat, new for the G90, of course you do have seat massage right there on the door panels. This does remind me of the BMW where they have like 3-person memory. You can also control the passenger seat on that side over there. And then your different massage zones. This lovely glacier white with the brown stitching, all Napa leather inside. This nice black wood trim. You of course control the power rear window sunshade from the door panel right there. This is your emergency door release on all 4 doors. And of course it is electronic. Hood release down there with your gas brake pedal. These are your seat controls right there. So you have your headrest, back support, and then this also controls the waterfall cushion and the bottom support right there with forward lumbar support as well as bolstering. Power tilt telescoping steering wheel, parking brake with traction as well as auto start stop. Hop into the G90. I did to say though that this is definitely a whole new and more cleaner environment versus the previous generation. A lot more like clean and more technology focused, which I do like. Now looking in front of you, of course, unlike with the other Genesis models where you do have the 14.5-inch display, this has the same 12.3-inch displays, which are dual of course, which I do like this layout. They could have just been like the Germans and did the same interior as every other model, but they actually decided to do something different, which I do like. Now of course looking at the steering wheel, which is a lovely 2-spoke right there. Do love the design of the steering wheel. You got leather padding right there as well as around the steering wheel. And over here on this side and this side, you do have your driver assistance technology. So you have a preset favorite button right there, which you can customize. You see it right there in the infotainment screen. Your adaptive cruise control with your lane keeping assist. And of course you can toggle through the different pages in the 12.3-inch display. Power distribution, you can put up navigation. You can hold that for settings right there. So if I push that down, it'll pull up your driver assistance right there in the essentials display. But overall, it's definitely more of a cleaner display and not too many like customizations as far as going in depth with different modes, or you can put like navigation up there. But I do like the kind of minimalistic design that this does offer. You do have your light controls on this side, trunk release, cluster illumination on that side, and then your wiper controls on that side. And if you look ahead of you, you can see a clear, crisp head-up display right there. You can, of course, put up your lane keeping assist information, speed, as well as the current vehicle speed. Over here on this side, you do have another favorites button right there, which you can customize. Voice command functions. You have your volume, your radio controls, and telematics. All these are different preset favorite buttons, which you can use, of course. You have your push button start. But looking at the infotainment screen, this does retain the newer Genesis graphics. So you start out like this, and then you can move over where you have your maps. As you can see, it is very clear and crisp. We'll go ahead and try the navigation test. Do love the feedback of this screen. Yeah, there's why. So as you can see right there, navigation works very good, easy to use, and obviously we're right here in rain, so it's not gonna work, but very easy. You of course have your destinations right there, your phone projections, which it does have USB-C ports. So if you were like me and you thought it had a USB port, USB-A port, it doesn't. It has USB-C ports. Something to know. You got your phone connections right there. Now, one of the things to point out, I do wish it did have wireless CarPlay connectivity. As this vehicle is about $90,000, that's something you kind of expect for a vehicle of this caliber. But you got your different vehicle setups right there. So if you go in the vehicle, you got your driver assistance. You of course customize your custom mode right there. So for the smart mode or the custom mode, you can have my drive mode, which you can change any settings for eco, normal, sport for the steering, suspension, as well as the all-wheel drive system. You of course have a chauffeur mode, and you can of course customize the brakes, so you can have them brakes in comfort, chauffeur, or sport, which I do like. Driver change alert, as well as coasting to get maximum fuel economy. Active sound design, so you can enhance the noise of the engine. Head-up display controls right there, so you can adjust that, as well as height, rotation, and so on. Content information, so your radio, and you can put all that right there in your line of sight. Cluster right there, you do have your different cluster right there with different modes. Your A, B, as well as your C theme, or you can link it to your drive mode as well, which is pretty cool. Different content selections right there, as well as the voice. Climate controls right there with the fragrance dispenser. Seat right there with the massage. And of course you do have massage for both the driver and front passenger. I'll go ahead and just activate that. And of course it's good to say the massage is definitely a lot more stronger than the previous Genesis models, where you can really feel it digging in the grooves of your back, which I do like. You can actually go in depth right there. We can change intensity, the time, and so on. You got smart posture right there, so you put in your height and it'll actually customize the whole screen to your liking. So you'll adjust like the mirrors, the seat, and all that. So adjust it. If you put in my height of 5'6", it'll actually customize what I think 5'6" would be optimal for driving with me. Over here you do have your lights. Of course this does have the ambient lighting, and it does have about 64 different colors, which you can customize right there. So right now we got blue. And let's say we want to put on purple. You put purple on, you see that lovely purple right there, as well as right there behind the trim. A little bit by the gear center console right there, and of course when you open that, it is illuminated as well. And you do get a little bit of illumination up top in the panoramic sunroof, which I do like. And a little bit right there by the head-up display, which is so cool. It goes to link to your drive modes. High beam assist, of course. And over here you do have your smart trunk, so you stand behind the vehicle for 3 seconds and it will automatically open the trunk for you. You of course have your digital key, which you can use your phone device basically to connect to the car, and you can basically just unlock the car with your phone, which I do like. It's pretty cool. Of course you do have your service intervals, so on, as well as wireless phone charging. Your navigation right there. You customize your navigation screen. And of course, this is how you control your Bang & Olufsen 15-speaker sound system, so you can enhance the volume. Device connections right there. You basically pair a new device, or you just basically, I'll show you guys how to pair that. But
Bluetooth on your mobile device in order to search.
So you go in Bluetooth.
Select the name that matches vehicle name on the screen.
So I hit G90 right there, and then you hit pair. And you see right there, my iPhone is connected. So yeah, phone connection is very easy to use, and honestly I have no problem with that at all. Now I do wish it only did have Apple CarPlay. That's wireless, of course, like I stated before, but they definitely add that in the update. You of course have your 3D setup right there, so it'll actually pull up a G90, which is so cool. So you have a whole G90, you can just look around. So this is my 360 view right here of a G90. So you can basically customize your driver assistance right there, your lights. You can also see inside and get like a nice graphic of the inside of the G90, the cockpit, head-up display, the cluster, basically all the stuff that I mentioned before, but in a more 3D fashion, so you can really see and connect with like the vehicle when you're changing the functions. Of course, you have your Sirius XM, AM, FM radio. Scrolling over a little bit more, you do have your media functions, HD radio data right there for your fuel, traffic, and radar for the weather. Climate control can also be displayed right there on the infotainment screen. Now, new for this generation, of course, is the Mood Curator. Y'all know I'll probably butcher that maybe once throughout the video, but on Mood Curator, you hit that right there, and it has like predetermined like modes where it'll adjust like massage. So let me go ahead and turn the massage off. It'll adjust like massage, the shades, the ambient lighting. It'll basically just change the whole feeling and vibe in the car, which I do like. So let's say you want to start with Vitality. You just hit start. So it's dropping the sunshades. It's gonna play some music. You can see right there, so I might as well just incorporate that as an audio test, but you can see the audio is very clear and crisp when it comes to that. And the Bang & Olufsen sound system, which of course they use in a lot of more exotic cars, definitely sounds very good. But of course have Delight right there. Let's try that out. I should probably get this as my ringtone. I'm just kidding. You know, I do have a little bit more of a delightful mood, which I do like. But I'm looking over here. Of course, you do have a care right there function. See, that puts up all your shades, starts the massage automatically. Of course, you do have a comfort mode right there. Now, it's all about the interior environment when you are buying a luxury vehicle like this, and this doesn't disappoint. The different customizations and changes that the G90 does, and I really do appreciate that. You have your seat adjustments right there for the driver and passenger seat. Quiet mode right there, so actually put the audio in the front of the vehicle, and if you have kids in the back, it'll quiet down the audio in the back, so you can have a nice interior environment. You have a valet mode, your Genesis connected services, notifications, and of course, if you are looking for your manual, you have a little bit of a little pamphlet back there in the trunk, but it is embedded right there. So you basically use your phone, and you pull up your photos, and you'll basically use the QR code right there. You have Genesis.com, and it'll basically pull up your online navigation system or your vehicle guidance, as well as your manual as well. Down here, you do have all your shortcut preset buttons for map, navigation, radio, media, hazards. You have your track forward and back, a favorite button which you can customize, and the setup. Do like the neural finish to it right there. Really gives it a nice touch. Of course, it's all leather stitched around there. They dual zone climate control. Of course, you do have a fragrance dispenser with 2-stage heated steering wheel right there in the middle. You can see right there, there's a fragrance dispenser and the heated steering wheel. I just love the toggles right there when you turn up the temperature dial. So much quality. Now right there, you do have 2 cup holders, which are pretty good size for the US market, which I do like. And I love this floating center console design right there. You got this nice leather padding with the ambient lighting down there. This is how you control the gear shifter. So you basically pull it over. You get a little bit of feedback when you do put it into reverse. You got a full 360 camera right there, which you can rotate around the vehicle. And of course, you got a backup camera with trajectory lines. And then if you put it into drive, you can also pop up your front view camera. And you can also see under the side mirrors. And then basically just push down for park. And this will be a light turn for neutral. Over here, you got your volume, your tune knob, a home button, a back button, as well as a menu shortcut right there. You can, of course, use the rotary dial if you don't want to get fingerprints on the infotainment display right there. Heated and cool seats right there. I do love the hard physical button that you do get right there instead of it being right there. Right there, you can also pull up your backup camera right there, 360 camera, as well as the automatic parking function. Parking sensors on this side, and you do have your drive modes, so you can customize between your eco, comfort, sport. And if you hold down, you will go into your chauffeur mode, which of course when you do get this my mode display, it will be able to be customizable, so you can put a smart mode, or you can just put an individual mode if you want that. Of course, you do have your wireless phone charger right there. You can see my phone's charging up just fine, iPhone 13. I know, just saying get the 14. But looking right here, you do have 2 USB-C ports. This is how you will connect to your infotainment display if you do want the CarPlay to work. So you put your USB-C port right there in the USB side. This side is for charging right there. You do have a 12-volt charger right there. Center console does have a nice touch and feel. Auto-dimming rearview mirror, your LED illumination. This is how you control your panoramic glass roof. A little too cool for that today, but of course you do get a shade for that as well. That controls the other sunshade for the other window in the back. Up top, you do have LED illumination for the visor. Hope you guys liking the video. But we're going to go ahead and take the G90 for a quick drive and see how she does. So let's get into that. All right, we're setting off in the 2023 Genesis G90. We are starting out in its eco mode. Now, one thing to point off right off the back is adjusting the mirrors. You can't see, you do have this lovely toggle right here. You do have to toggle to the side. You see we'll shine yellow for each side. But let's go. I have to say though, in the first few feet of driving the G90, this car just feels so nice. So much more tactile, refined, and just smooth on the road. And I mean, have you guys seen that styling though? It just looks so much more different and unique. But as you can see, we're starting off in eco, and visibility out the front, rear, and sides is good. I have a good view out over the hood, side mirrors, as well as out the back. You have your various different sunshades right there for the back window. So if you push that, it'll open up the top roof sunshade. Of course, you do have the back ones as well. But you know what? Let's go ahead and put on a massage. Where this is where Genesis really improved with a little bit of the creature comforts in here, where you do have massage. And for the longest, I did have to say the massage wasn't as good, but now they actually improved it. And of course, it is way better. Of course, you got 3 modes. It's very like BMW-esque where they have it right there on that side. But of course, you do have the 3-person memory and so on. And of course, you do have lane keeping assist. You can see the head-up display is clear and crisp. I can really see everything. You got your speed limit, lane keeping assist. You can put up your radio as well as your speed limit functions. And of course, you do have the adaptive cruise control systems, which you can't see is very easy to use. Let's try out some of that lane keep, see if it'll... Yeah, shadows will probably be obscuring it a little bit. But yeah, as you can see, the adaptive cruise control works very good and it's very smooth. Looking in the infotainment system, of course, you do have mood curator right there, which is a new function with the G90. Do love the camera mirror right there. So that'll actually like customize the different things. So change like the ambient lighting, just the overall ambiance in the interior, massage, and so on. So we have like vitality on. It was putting down the sunshade. You can see it does go in 9-minute intervals, which is pretty cool. And of course, you do have the light. Let's see what that feels like. So it's basically like the Hyundai Sounds of Nature taken to a whole new level right there. There goes the morning sun. But yeah, so I really do like this car. It's so much more improved. And I have to say though, even though this doesn't have the air suspension, as that is on the top of the line trim level, or the East Supercharged version, I do have to say this thing rides a lot nicer than before. More refined and just smoother overall. So let's go ahead and put it back in the eco mode. Oh shit. Alright, so we're in eco mode again. We're actually leaving in comfort. Let's see how the ride is. Now, of course, in the settings, in the vehicle settings, you can basically customize everything up in there. Your different drive modes. You can use the rotary dial right here. And of course, you can actually customize the braking feel. So let me just try changing the brake feel. So you got a chauffeur mode, which makes it a little bit more like smoother, and then you have a sport mode, which gives it more response. This camera mirror never gets old. I think more cars should really incorporate that in their technology. And I really have to say though, the ride versus the previous generation is a lot more smoother. Of course, it does have multi-link suspension front and rear. And I have to say though, it definitely goes over the bumps a little bit more smoother. Now, of course, I don't want to talk too much about ride, as this is the regular version, and they will have a improved version, which is the electric supercharged version, which will have air suspension and bigger 21-inch rims. So we'll try that out on the road once we get one of those at our dealership and see how the handling and the ride actually is. But I have to say, even with this base model 3.5 regular version, it's still very smooth and refined. Now, speaking of the engine, I do have to say though that the 3.5 is very smooth, and I honestly have no complaints with it as far as anything goes. The transmission is very smooth and it has very smooth shifts. Now, obviously it's not like a quick rocket ship, but as far as the luxury car goes, it ticks all of the boxes. Now, of course, I recently did drive the Mercedes-Benz S500 a couple months ago. I believe it was in June. And I have to say, though, despite not having air suspension, this really does feel like on par with that vehicle. And you can see, of course, the price tag would suggest that this is about $90,000. And when you compare it against like competition, it is like bang on as far as pricing goes now. Before, the G90 used to be more of a like cheaper offering or basically knockoff of kind of the German offerings, but I have to say that Genesis really found their own identity with this G90. You can see right here we throw in adaptive cruise control. I mean, this thing is just so hushed and quiet. Let's throw that massage back on, right? And this is really where I feel like Genesis improved the massaging functionalities. Like, I remember driving the Acura MDX Type S, actually. And I have to say that massage was actually very impressive. And this thing feels a lot more stronger and more so like that, which I do like. Of course, you got the full 360 camera. You can really feel that massage getting in the grooves of your back, which I do like. Probably should try another acceleration since we do got a red light. It's only right to do one. So yeah, we'll let him get a little bit ahead of us, and then so we got traction on sport mode, and we'll just try out one more acceleration. This thing is very peppy and quick. I do like that about this G90. But yeah, back in the comfort mode. And now that we have a test guinea pig right there in front of us, we can really use the adaptive cruise. And even that, when you're going 70 miles an hour, I do have to say the cabin is very hushed and quiet. And it's just oh so refined. Of course, you got your power distribution right there. You have like a floating display right there in the middle. Yeah, this thing is just a smooth operator. Try a little bit more mood curator. I said mute. Alright, so you got care right there. So we'll try that out. Puts up all the shades. Has the massage function going, which obviously I already had it on, but yeah, so it has a whole different ambiance. And that was your music minute for 1 minute. But I am your DJ Chris, and let's go ahead and get into the conclusion of this video. So what do I think about the 2023 Genesis G90? Now, honestly, I do have to say that I am very happy with the improvements, and I can honestly see why the pricing did go up a little bit over the previous generation. Turn that massage off, but comparing it to the previous generation, obviously it was about $80,000, $81,000 fully loaded for a 5.0 Ultimate. And of course, the 5.0 is gone, which is very sad. Do miss that soundtrack. It sounded very good. But of course, you're going to have slightly better miles per gallon. So you get 18 city, 26 highway, and 21 combined. Now, overall vehicle weight is, of course, 4,800 pounds. And the way to dampen this vehicle, you can feel it a little bit, but it really is happy to go around corners. Suspension is like very floaty, but which I do like. It's very refined and smooth. But at $90,000, it's definitely still a bargain, as the German offerings and other competition is over the $100,000 mark. So this is basically right in line or just under the Germans. And of course, now you get the refined features of the massage. You get the improved Bang & Olufsen sound system, which sounds very good. If you guys check out the audio test earlier in the video. And then of course you do have all of the other creature comforts, the mood curator, the overall new infotainment screen with the dual 12.3-inch displays. And of course you will, if you get the electric supercharged version, get more power, air suspension, rear wheel steering to make it just a little bit more nimble, and so many other features. But overall, I do have to say I do like the G90, the materials and everything, the ergonomics. Everything's just a whole lot more smoother, refined, and better. Now, a couple things, of course, you do have the electronic door handles for all four, which is something different. The new steering wheel, and overall, it has the 3.5 V6. But that electric supercharged version that's coming with the backseat package, that's actually going to be very interesting to drive once this do get in with over 400 horsepower. And I do have to say, though, with the backseat package and all that, this thing actually does feel very well equipped, as this one doesn't even have the backseat pack, but you got the whole tablets in the back with all the shades, and I mean, it's just so cool. And then of course, you guys peeped, you do have the ambient lighting right there in the sunroof, which is crazy. So it's basically like the BMW, where you have like the little stars or whatever, and like the moonroof. This thing actually does have it too, which is just cool. It's amazing. But yeah, as a luxury car, this car is very refined, and I'm honestly excited to drive the one equipped with air suspension to see how much more that actually rides over the roads, which I'm sure will probably just waft a little bit more and be a whole lot more smoother. But there are very few negatives with the G90 that I can really find, and that's basically about it for the video. But as always, please sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications. And I'll mood curate you guys. This is Chris signing out.